Okay, here we are. Yeah, good evening, friends. Welcome back again. It's been ages. If you are sick of this channel, remember to leave a like on the video and a friendly comment. Yeah, we must get together more often. I don't think we see each other enough. Howdy, Metrixicans. Metrixans. Yeah, I like that. Metrixicans. The Metrixican border. All across the Metrixican border. Okay, friends, we are looking at some Adelson employees today. Some pretty weird Adelson employees. How do you think that all went down at main base, huh? When they were prepping, getting depositions, called, subpoenaed to appear in court in Tallahassee. Don't forget, they're not there to testify for an Adelson, no. The first time they were there to testify for the state in the case against Catherine Magbanua and Sigfredo Garcia, tried separately. And then at least, God, I keep forgetting her name. It begins with a C. Erica is the black lady, the secretary, and the one who helped Donna with the books, cooking the books. And then, oh, it's Clarissa, but with a Z, not a SS. Was Harvey Adelson's dental assistant since 1979. That's crazy. That's like 40 years. That's longer than General Isom's entire career at TPD. He was only there 28 and a half years. Nuts. But anyway, yeah, what a job. Strange role. If you look at them on the stand, it's like, well, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But to set the scene, guys, I thought we might have a little look ourselves round the dental, the Adelson Institute of Aesthetic Dentistry and Implant. What is it? It's just some horrible name that just all it does is it's a name that says this is going to cost more, and the perks you get for paying more are better, longer lasting, semi-legal drugs that we administer to you in quantities way beyond that which you would get from any ethical dentist. Okay? Your comfort, they call it your comfort, is important to us. So welcome everybody in the chat. Yeah, Neeti's on the case. She knows what we're talking about. Commercial time. Present. Share screen. Browse. Yeah, here we go. Okay. A little tour.
What I enjoy most about our practice is restoring a person's smile. That often changes their personality.
Often when you're drinking coffee, stains on the teeth. But when you come to us, we take all the stains and we make your pearly whites shiny.
And gives them a more positive outlook on life. Our practice uses the most modern dental technology, from rotary endodontics, computer-generated ceramic restorations, digital radiographs.
Oh, sorry, Harvey. I was just blown away by your technical jargon. I think I need to hear it again. How official do you sound, man? How official.
Uses the most modern dental technology.
Modern dental technology. I hope you're all writing this down, okay? This is what you need to find in your next dentist. Modern dental technology.
From rotary endodontics.
Rotary endodontics. Ooh. Chill up my spine.
Computer-generated ceramic restorations.
Computer-generated ceramic restorations, guys.
Digital radiographs. intraoral photography, and of course, we use
intraoral photography. That's just an X-ray, okay? X-ray, that's all it is, intraoral photography.
nitrous oxide and oral sedation for the high. And of course,
here's the money line, guys. And of course, we use nitrous oxide injected right into your fucking eyeball.
Digital radiographs, intraoral photography, and of course, we use nitrous oxide and oral sedation for the highest level of patient comfort and relaxation.
Man, that was the worst business card I've ever seen. Look at that. How boring. Is that one that you want to keep and put on the wall?
Patient comfort.
You remember American Psycho? Eggshell white on raised Latin lettering, and the texture is something that they call bone.
And relaxation.
My name is Dr. Charlie Adelson, and I am a periodontist, owner, and co-partner with my father, Dr. Harvey.
Well, you're not a script reader, are you? Jesus. I am the owner and partner. Periodontist.
Adelson, who's a cosmetic dentist. What I love about what I do is being able to restore people's smiles and change the way they chew, change the way they live, and change their self-esteem and how they think about themselves.
Yeah, that's what it should say on their business card. Need a Jew to help you change the way you chew?
On a daily basis. When a patient comes to my office, they're being treated like family. And it's also being a team approach where the hygienist, the cosmetic dentist, and the periodontist are all working together to give them the optimal result.
Man, I used to make these kind of videos, you know. I think I even used that same non-copyright plinky plonky background music, you know, that was all around. And well, this is 20 years ago, and I've been in front of the camera, behind the camera, in the edit room. It's just like this. And none of this would have passed. You can't look up when you're talking to the camera like you're trying to remember your line. I can't believe I bet they did like 140 takes, and they ran out of time. And the edit guys were like, look, we can go and buy more tapes, but it's going to cost you another $500. Okay. So they just said, look, use the best one you could find. And this was the best one they could find. Man. And Charlie, with his impenetrable self-image, probably thought he did a great job, right? Or if it didn't, it was the edit guy's fault. Man, terrible, terrible video.
My name is Jennifer Catchill. I've been coming here for about 10 years. My experiences have been very positive. The staff is very professional. I came here 10 years ago to get my veneers put on, and I've been absolutely thrilled with the results. And I can't say how wonderful and professional the staff has just been. They've been really, really caring and just amazing. I would definitely recommend this place to others. I have actually recommended for people to come here. My husband has.
So assuming that this is a genuine patient and not just a paid actress, and I guess it is, because I think the Adelsons were, despite how rich they were very cheap, you know. They're the kind of rich people that love to hold on to their money, right? Unless they're paying for a murder and playing gangster and playing, you know, Michael Corleone. Yeah. So assuming that this is a patient, she's watched the whole trial, right? She's one of us. Is she in the comments? Keep an eye out for, what's her name? It doesn't matter.
Has come here as well.
My name is Clint Stevenson. I've been coming to Dr. Adelson's office for about 5.5 years now. They've been phenomenal. I'm never a big fan of the dentist, but ever since I got introduced to this office, great.
I wish they'd tell us how much they spent during their tenure at the office. I've been coming here for about 5.5 years, and it's cost me around 40 grand.
Staff, very friendly, and I always feel like I'm taken care of well. Very professional. Every time I come here, I feel like
This guy's had so much Novocaine on his last treatment, it's not worn off yet. Look at him. Addict.
I get the foremost from their attention from the staff, and Dr. Adelson is himself as well. So it's a great experience every time I come. I look forward to it as well. I highly recommend them.
Oh, as long as you highly recommend them, man. I mean, you would highly recommend a monkey with a, what does a dentist have? You know when you go to the dentist and it's all normal when you first walk in, you know, you're thinking, okay, this is all right. Nice big chair, sit back in the big chair. It's always a bit fun when you go back and he presses the button and you're going back. And then as soon as he starts to lean over your mouth and he starts talking to his assistant in this weird language, doesn't he? Like, Jane, over the 2 with 4L7. Mix me up some crow. What is that about? Okay, so employees on the stand. Where are we going? Where are we going? Look at Sigfredo there. He's watching her come in saying, who is this? What is this? And you know that they've had such coaching, right? The Adelsons have obviously spoken to them and say, listen. Because this is going to be stressful for you, we've arranged for you to speak with a counselor before you go to trial. But the counselor is actually a witness coach to tell them how to behave and act cagey on the stand. And they're thinking, hey, this is a bit weird. What is this? This feels like coaching. Is this coaching? I thought I was under oath. They're like, listen, you want to keep your job? Speak to the coach. Speak to the coach and perform, because they're both really weird on the stand. People are always going on about the strange sexual vibe in that family, right? What about with these employees? Let's see if we can pick up on any weird vibe with these employees, guys.
Come on up here, please. Would you raise your right hand and face the clerk to be sworn, please?
You swear affirm testimony about giving this history, truth, whole truth, and nothing but true, so help you God. I do.
Have a seat. Slide up to the microphone, please, ma'am. May proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you introduce yourself to the jury and spell your first and your last name for a court reporter?
And also, is this lady on something? Have they given her a load of Xanax? I mean, this family is every solution is Xanax. It fixes all problems, right? Oh, I'd take a Charlie on the phone. Oh, take a Xanax. You don't want to have a heart attack and get yourself all worked up. Take a Xanax. I wish I could have a Xanax. Hey, Katie, is the hit done? Okay, you want to take a Xanax? You know?
I'm Clarissa Libretto, CLARIZA LEBREDO.
Okay, if a cop pulled this lady over right now and she spoke like that, you're doing a field sobriety test. Optional, but your other option is we're going downtown to the station and you blow into the big machine because you're on something, lady. We need the dogs out here. We need the dogs to come and sniff around this lady's car.
Where are you employed, Miss Libredo?
The Adelson Institute.
How long have you worked for the Adelson Institute?
Almost 40 years.
Where is the Adelson Institute located?
Tamarack, Florida.
Do you know the exact address?
7737 North University Drive, Suite
7737 North University Drive. I'm going to look that up. 7737 North University Drive.
207.
Has it been at that location for the past 10 years?
Yes.
And what is the Adelson Institute?
It's a dental office.
What is your position in that dental office?
I'm Dr. Harvey Adelson's assistant.
Do you ever work at the front desk?
Has anyone seen this? This is not what I imagined. I thought it was in like a really glitzy, shiny Miami South Beach building. What is this? This looks like an old folks' home that's gone out of business and left derelict. Man. Oh, palm trees. Ooh. 7737. 10-10-7-7.
I'll answer the phone, but that's not my job.
You're more of the practical dental assistant.
I'm a dental assistant. I'm his dental assistant,
You don't-
Dr. Adelson's.
Who is Erica Johnson?
She works in the office.
And what does she do for the office?
She works up front, and she's a surgical assistant
To whom?
to Charlie Adelson.
So you work for Dr. Harvey Adelson, so obviously you know who he is, correct?
Yes.
Do you know his wife?
Yes.
Who is that?
Donna Adelson.
Is she employed by the Adelson Institute as well?
No,
She does not work at the Adelson Institute?
not now.
Did she work there back in 2016?
Yeah, yes.
What about 2017?
Not all the time.
So you're telling me she was not the Adelson Institute's office manager?
She was the office manager, but didn't come in every day. Not, can't remember all the,
Would it refresh your memory to see a transcript from your deposition that you took on, that was taken of you on October 25th of 2017?
no,
That wouldn't refresh your memory?
no.
Do you recall being asked the question, what does Donna do at the Adelson Institute? And your response?
Overruled.
And your response was, Donna was our office manager.
I would say that sometimes. I say different. It's office manager, she's the boss.
So she does work at the Adelson Institute.
Yes,
And you're familiar with Harvey and Donna Adelson's children, are you not?
yes,
You know Charlie Adelson
yes,
as well as Wendy Adelson?
yes.
How long have you known them for?
Wendy was about 2, and Charlie must have been 6 years old.
So you've known them mostly.
Almost 40 years.
Okay. And if you could wait till I'm done asking the question so the court reporter can get down everything correctly, okay? Back in 2000, I'm like in the 2015, 2016.
Yeah. And can you see the tip of my pen? Okay. I want you to follow my pen, moving only your eyes, keeping your head still, okay?
Time frame. Who all was employed at the Adelson Institute?
Erica, myself, Dr. Adelson, Charlie, and our hygienist.
Who is that?
It was Amy.
And then, of course, Donna Adelson.
And then Donna.
And those are the only employees that worked there, correct?
Yes.
Are there any other dentists who work at the office besides Dr. Harvey Adelson and Dr. Charles Adelson?
No.
What are the business hours for the Adelson Institute?
8 to 5. And then we had a late night that was 11 to 7.
And the 8 to 5 business hours, those were Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays, right?
Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Yes.
And the late day was Wednesday, would be 11 to 7.
Right. We've changed it, but
Back at this time,
back at that time, it was 11 to 7 on Wednesday.
would those be your regular working hours as well?
I'm sorry?
Would those times that you've indicated and dates that be the regular hours that you would work as
Oh,
well?
yes, yes.
Did y'all routinely see patients on a Friday?
No, not regularly.
What about on the weekend?
No.
Not regularly. Not regularly.
Does Adelson Institute have or back at this time, because I know you have a service now, but back at the time, 2015, 2016, if a patient were to call the Adelson Institute and y'all were closed because it was Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, that call would be routed to a voicemail machine y'all had, wouldn't it?
Yes.
And every Monday morning when you came in, y'all would, it's like an old school machine.
It was, yeah.
And
I would hear the messages at 8, as I open up, 7:45, 8 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am. So you'd review those voice messages and then reach.
7:45, ladies and gentlemen. 7:45. So what is that, 2? Man, that's almost as good as Chandler Halderson with his noon 30. Yeah, at noon 30, we had shrimpless scampi. And we watched New Girl. This is Sunday.
Return the patient's phone calls that had called while the office was closed.
Yes.
Does the Adelson Institute, if you're aware, maintain employee records?
They must.
They must because they're a business, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Do you know who has access to those employee records, employee files?
No.
You don't?
No.
Would it?
I think these Adelsons are just pharmaceuticaled up, even their employees. If Clarissa Libretta here comes in to see Harvey and says, "Look, I got a really bad headache. I think I'm gonna have to go home for the rest of the afternoon." He's like, "Do you want a little Novocaine? Have a little Novocaine. Put some in your coffee, and try a whole bottle of Xanax. We'll be fine. We'll be fine."
Refresh your memory to see the deposition transcript that you took in October of 2017?
No.
Do you have access to employee records?
No.
So back in your deposition, you were asked question, does anyone other than Harvey, Donna, and Charlie have access to employee records to your knowledge? And your answer was no.
Can we get a page in line record?
Yes, sir. Sorry, page 10, lines 3 through 6. Do you remember being asked the question, does anyone other than Harvey, Donna, and Charlie have access to employee records to your knowledge? And you answered no.
Objection, improper impeachment.
No.
Overruled.
Do I remember that question?
Do you remember being asked that question and
I
giving
don't
that?
remember.
But you don't want me to refresh you by showing you the transcript?
No.
Do you remember during that deposition going to the Broward County Courthouse to be deposed?
Yes.
And you recall that counsel for defense.
What's with her, guys, is she has been instructed, right, to give as little away as possible about any goings on at the dental office. Not even just the shady murder stuff, just any goings on. They've been instructed and coached and said, listen, you answer questions minimally. Okay, we're going to top you up with opioids before you go up to the stand, and you be cagey as fuck and act like you're really confused about why you're there. She looks like she's that she needs glasses, usually has glasses, but hasn't got them on. She's got this weird squinting thing. And I don't know, she's just a bit like a freaking lobotomy patient. It was weird. Weird.
This was present at that deposition.
Yes.
And a representative from the state was also present.
Yes.
And there was a court reporter there, just like we have today.
Yes.
And she was taking down every word that you said as you said it.
Yes.
And you recall raising your hand and swearing to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth during that deposition. Do you recall two police officers coming to the Adelson Institute back in June of 2016 around 11 o'clock in the morning?
Yes,
And how did you know they were police officers?
I didn't. They weren't dressed as police officers.
Did they advise you that they were?
I don't remember.
During the course of their being at the Adelson Institute, you learned that they were in fact police officers, though.
Yes.
Yeah, it's probably the first thing they said, right? Don't they usually do that? Let's say we're with the Florida Bureau of Investigation, or the Florida Bureau. Do they have that? They have the Colorado Bureau of Investigation. Oh no, the federal FDLE, isn't it? Federal Department of Law Enforcement.
When these two officers encountered you, and this would have been June 1st, 2016, did they ask you if you were familiar with an employee named Catherine McVanois?
Yes.
And you told them no, you were not familiar with an employee named Catherine McVanois, correct?
Right, correct.
At that point, did you go seek assistance from another employee at the Adelson Institute?
I went and got Erica.
This is the Erica Johnson we mentioned earlier?
Yes.
And once you got Erica Johnson, did she then go and speak with the investigators
Yes.
herself? Do you know the defendant in this case, Catherine McVanois? The female
No.
defendant? No. Do you know if she's ever been a patient at the office?
She's been a patient.
And that's the extent of your understanding of who she is as a patient of the office?
Yes.
And approximately how many times has she been a patient there?
I think we worked on her once. She was a patient one day in my chair.
Is it possible she was a patient more than once?
Because she might have had a cleaning too.
And you're not able to say that Ms. McVanois was employed by Adelson Institute, are you?
Objection asked and answered.
Sustained.
And I believe you said it's now been 40 years. But in the entire time that you worked at the Adelson Institute, have you ever physically seen this woman at the Adelson Institute,
No,
other than as a patient?
no.
That's right, Riding. She worked at the Adelson Institute since 1979 in that shitty building.
How do you get paid by the Adelson Institute? Are you hourly or salaried? Do you know?
I think I'm salary.
Do you get paid by check?
Yes.
Do you get paid in advance of the time period you're going to work, or do you get paid once you've completed a certain time?
Once you complete, every 2 weeks.
That was my next question. You're paid
I'm paid every 2 weeks, yes.
Do you ever get paid for weeks of work? I can't talk, I'm sorry. Have you ever been paid for weeks of work prior to completing the work?
No.
Have you ever received 3 paychecks at a time?
Yes.
When?
If they're going to go away on vacation, then that's when I would get maybe 2 extra checks. The weeks they were going to be away, then I got, because I'll be in the office while they're away.
How frequently would that happen?
Once a year when they go away.
So that would be a very rare occurrence for you to be paid multiple paychecks at a time.
Yes.
Were
Oh,
you
no.
ever, sorry?
Yes.
Were you ever paid 4 paychecks at a time in advance?
No.
Nothing more than that?
No.
Either? Have any of Charlie Adelson's girlfriends ever been on the Adelson's payroll, to your knowledge?
Not that I know.
And have you ever been aware of any Adelson Institute employee in the history of your employment there that worked exclusively by phone or remotely?
No.
Are you still working there to this day?
Yes.
I could have one moment, okay?
Hey, Matt?
I have no further questions. Thank you, Ms. Liberator.
Thank you.
Garcia?
Just 1 second, Your Honor.
So, from the state's perspective, all it was about is establishing that she's not familiar with Katie being an employee of the Adelson Institute, which was in Katie's defense to justify her payments from the Adelson Institute and her checks, her multiple checks that she received, her sequential multiple checks that she received from Donna, written out by Donna on behalf of the Institute. Oh yeah, you coming into the office? Oh, please don't. Did you clean all the office? Do you remember the calls with Charlie where he's trying to make it look like, oh yeah, you did such a good job of the office. Oh. You can almost hear him saying wink, wink on the phone. It's so obvious. So the state's perspective is to establish that Katie didn't come in as an employee, and also that she, Clarissa, never got sacks of checks all written out at once. Once a year, she'd get 4 instead of 2. That's it. That's all the state needs to do. What's next?
No questions for Mr. Garcia.
McMahon?
Yes, sir.
Man, I knew that Mr. Hand Grenade was going to be short line of questioning. I didn't anticipate him to have nothing. What are you there for, man?
Is it Labrada or
Libretto. Libretto.
Labrado?
Libretto. Libretto.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Charles Adelson would travel a lot for work. He would be at other dental practices doing work.
Yes.
I think the term is called a suitcase dentist.
I've never heard of that.
You were asked a question by the government. They asked you if any employees had ever worked by phone for the Adelson Institute. And it was if you know. Do you know if anybody ever worked by phone?
No.
It is possible that somebody did work by phone for the Adelson Institute and you just don't know.
I don't know that.
Don't know the answer.
Don't know the answer.
You don't know what you don't know.
I don't know. I've never heard of that.
One brief moment, Your Honor. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Redirect.
No, Your Honor.
Any juror have a question of this witness? All right. Write your question down. We'll go sidebar.
Yeah. Does any juror have a question of this witness? All 12 of them write down, what the fuck are you on? And where can we get some? Because it looks good.
So were you the only one that checked the voicemail machine?
Yes.
You're not aware of anyone else ever doing that?
When Erica comes in, she might check it also.
Okay.
But usually I'm the first one for a while because I come in at 8, quarter of 8.
So you're usually the first one in,
Yes.
and you check them when you come in.
Yes.
Okay. Any follow-up, Ms. North?
Your Honor.
Follow-up, Garcia?
Yes, just 2 quick questions. Good late morning.
Exactly.
Just to follow up on that issue, while you indicated yourself and another employee had the ability to check the voicemails, would I be correct in assuming that Dr. Harvey Adelson could also check his voicemails?
Now they can.
Okay. Like today?
Now meaning, now we have an answering system, intercom system.
Okay.
Damn that mute microphone. T. Cancella. Yes, this is Clarissa Libredo, the Adelson Institute employee that's been Harvey Adelson's dental assistant since 1979. She's known Wendy Adelson since she was 2-year-old baby. What a nightmare that would be to have in your life for that long. 40 years of watching someone become evil incarnate. And she didn't, I don't think she was born right either. Did everyone see those pictures of Wendy the other day when she's like 5 years old and her eyes are just empty and dead and she looks like a psycho at an age when a kid should look cute? She looks anything but. It's horrible. And this woman's known her practically her whole life because she's been working for Harvey Adelson since 1979. What is that about? It's too long. Did everyone see The Office? Check out The Office. This is the Institute, right? 77 North University Drive, Tamarack. And I always thought that it was a really glitzy building. I mean, oh no, this isn't the building where Charlie took Katie on the date and there was a restaurant that was Mitch Klein's office or something, right? Or Sophie Dental. Ah, yeah, it was Sophie Dental. That's what I had in mind, something like Sophie Dental, not this old folks home, gone derelict building. Wow, just looks so terrible. Oh, they don't. Hey, look, there it is. There's their business name. Wow. When was this photograph taken? Can you see that on Google? 2019. Look, capture of image, April 2019. So that was about the same time as this trial was going on. That's weird, isn't it? Harvey Adelson, DMD, PA, Cosmetic and Restorative Dentistry, Fellow of the Academy of General Dentistry. Charlie J. Adelson, DMD, PA, Implants, Periodontist, Implants and Periodontal Surgery. What other businesses do they have here? Robert J. Fish. What does Robert J. Fish do? Okay, he's another dentist. Cosmetic and Restorative Dentistry. Loans at Work. Wonder if there was any mutual business going on there. Interesting. How about that picture being there with the names on it? That's crazy.
And when did you get that system?
Oh, maybe over a year ago, a couple years maybe.
So before that, you had like a machine?
Yes. So they couldn't retrieve the messages.
Who was in charge of this phone line? Well, let me ask it this way. Did Harvey Adelson have the ability to contact the phone provider with?
Yeah, Debbie Martin. It said on the Google Images, it said the image was captured in April 2019. So I guess there is a new directory, but it's funny because this trial that we're watching is in 2019. Kind of weird, huh?
Regards to the line for the Adelson Institute.
Sustain.
Was Mr. Adelson the owner of the Adelson Institute, Harvey Adelson?
Dr. Adelson,
Yes, he was the owner, correct?
Yes.
Did he have the ability to participate in actions with regards to the telephone database that you guys had?
He doesn't listen to the messages.
Are you sure he's never listened to one of the messages in the whole time that you've been there?
You mean he actually physically goes and, no,
Has there ever been a time where Dr. Adelson was there that you weren't there?
I'm sure.
Right, so there's times where you indicated that there's a split schedule, correct? With regards to the time, the hours of operation?
Regarding the time, yes.
Okay. And then there's some days that you're open from 9 to 5, correct?
8 to 5.
I apologize. 8 to 5. And what days were that again?
Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
Okay. And I'm going to ask you a question, not that you recall, but on July 1st, 2014, that was a Tuesday? Do you remember if that? July 1st,
yeah,
2014. If I told you that was a Tuesday, would you have any reason to believe that I'm telling you something incorrect?
That's not a
Well,
problem.
let me ask you this. On Tuesdays, you guys were open from 8:30 to 5, correct?
8 to 5.
Okay. If Dr. Adelson was ever expecting a call, did he have the ability to forward the office calls to his cell phone?
Well,
I
she
don't
can
know.
answer if she knows.
I don't know.
Thank you.
I bet him.
No, nothing further. Thank you.
Right. Hey, read it, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. You can step down. Do we need to keep this witness any further?
No, you're not.
Take your excuse. Okay. Go ahead.
Is she going to make it out of the courtroom? It's a long way with a gate and a door to open. Anyway, yeah, okay. Next witness, we're going to go to Erica Johnson, guys. Is it Johnson? Maybe it's Johnson. But just a reminder, folks, to leave a like on the video, share, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, support the channel. Buy me a coffee. Buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com. Link in the description. Super chat, super like, super thanks, super sticker. Next witness.
Your next witness.
Take both Erica Johnson.
Your Honor, would it be okay if Ms. Kawhi stands in for me for a second? This is my witness. I just want to ring for that.
Certainly. Anytime one or the other of you is here, we're good. Come on up here, please, ma'am. Right up here. If you face this lady, raise your right hand to be sworn.
Swear affirm testimony about giving this case to be true, full truth, and nothing but truth, so help you God.
Yes.
And is your phone off?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Turn it off, please. You can have a seat. Slide up the microphone, please. May proceed.
You got that? Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you introduce yourself to the jury and spell your first and last name for our court reporter?
Yes, Erica Johnson. And spell my name?
Yes, ma'am.
ErikaJohnson.
How are you employed?
I'm sorry?
How are you employed? Where do you work?
Oh man, we've got another one. How are you employed? I'm sorry. Where do you work?
Work at Adelson Institute.
How long have you worked there?
8 years.
What's your position there?
A dental assistant.
And to whom are you a dental assistant?
To Dr. Adelson and also Charlie Adelson.
And Charlie Adelson is also a doctor as well, right?
Correct.
Do you also work at the front desk?
Yes.
What are your tasks at the front desk?
Making appointments, sending out insurance.
Are you
things of that nature.
Say that again?
And things of that nature.
So you do a lot of the paperwork, scheduling, insurance claims, returning phone calls, things like that?
Correct.
And you're the primary person who does that for the Adelson Institute?
Correct.
Do you know of anyone else who does that?
No.
You also handle patients' payments for the services that the Adelson Institute provides, don't you?
Correct.
Do you offer
T. Cancella, these witnesses are painful. You know, what is going on with these witnesses? Obviously, the Adelsons have been probably didn't want them to testify at all, right? But the shot was called that it was best to let them testify. But I guarantee that they probably got Josh Dubin to come down here and train them. Okay, this is what you do when you're on the stand. Act like you're high on drugs. And even the easy questions, ask them to repeat them and just confuse the jury so they're not listening. They're thinking, what is wrong with you people?
Then have to even quote prices for patients on what certain dental work is going to cost.
Yes.
The Adelson Institute dealt in cash frequently, didn't it?
Not frequently, but we do accept cash, yes.
I mean, the office does offer a substantial discount if a customer can pay in cash.
Yes.
Back in 2000 and, hold on one second.
How substantial? I wish they'd tell us how substantial. Like, if you want some periodontistry put into your mouth, what is it if you pay card? Is it like $1,000 if you pay card, but you can get the same thing for $600 if you pay cash? Well, then who is going to pay card? Nobody. There's probably an ATM in the building. And Charlie Adelson's taking all the money home and putting it in little piles and stapling it together. I mean, it's just like a little boy with some toys, isn't it? I liked feeling the money in my hand. I suppose it started when I was young and I used to get $1 a week allowance and I'd save up all the money and it was better than putting it in the bank. Crazy.
Back in the time period 2014 to 2016, do you recall who all was employed by the Adelson Institute? Besides yourself, obviously.
To my knowledge, it was myself, Clarissa Labredo, Victoria Labredo.
Amy, I mean, I can remember that, and it's, she's been working there 8 years. They just said Amy, the last witness, said that, what does Amy do? She was the hygienist. We just did this. You've worked there 8 years. You can't remember 3 fucking people? Excuse me. 3 people.
You have the 2 doctors, right?
Well, they're not employed, but they, yes, they work there, yes.
I'm sorry, and that's what I meant. So Dr. Harvey
Charles,
Adelson.
yes.
And Dr. Charles Adelson.
Yes.
Any other dentists or surgeons that worked there?
No.
Did Donna Adelson work at the Adelson Institute?
Yes.
What was her role?
She's like the office manager. She makes things run smoothly.
She's responsible for payroll?
Yes, she is.
Would she maintain the employee files?
Yes.
And you report to her?
Yes.
Did you also have an Amy who was a hygienist?
Yes. Did I not name her?
No, I don't think so.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Is there anybody else you can think of you haven't named?
No.
When we talked about some of the, well, I haven't with you, but the hours that the Adelson Institute was open and the days, it was a Monday through Thursday operation.
Yes, usually.
Closed Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Correct.
And the hours approximately 8 to 5.
Yeah, of course, because every Adelson needs a 3-day weekend, obviously. When else are you supposed to jet ski and go out on the yacht? You know?
5 most days. I think on Wednesday was a later day, 11 to 7.
Yes.
If a patient would call to schedule an appointment or just try to reach the office and the office was closed, that call would be answered by the old school
answering service. Yes.
Well, today it's the answering service, right?
Well, yeah. What is it called? Like a voice, when you can leave a voice message.
An answering machine.
Answering machine. There you go. Well, yes.
and back then y'all had an answering machine. Correct. And who would be responsible for coming in on?
Hey, we've got a message from behind enemy lines here, guys. We've got Jojoski says, I'm here late, but I'm here from South Beach, Florida, right between I'm here from South Florida, right between Coral Springs and South Beach. I was actually revisiting a video from 3 weeks ago. I apparently missed. I caught it live. Yeah, well, yeah, you're in the lion's den between Coral Springs and South Beach. That's Adelson territory. Be careful.
Monday morning to check
We
those.
all would. We all would.
Whose primary task was that?
Mine. Mine usually, because I do front desk.
I want to talk to you about an incident on June 1st of 2016. It was about 11 o'clock in the morning. Do you remember two police officers coming to the Adelson Institute?
Yes.
And did you know why they were there?
No.
They asked you about Catherine McBanois, didn't they?
Yes.
And they asked you about whether or not she was employed at Adelson Institute?
Yes.
Did they ask you for any employee records related to Ms. McBanois?
I believe so.
I think they're going to play the phone call between Erica and Charlie when Charlie is in the operating theater mid-surgery and he's rushing out to talk about the cops there. He's like, yeah, I wouldn't give them anything. It's not my office. Tell them it's not my office. But on the phone, on that call, I think they're going to play it in this testimony, is Erica sounding pretty familiar with who Katie is. You know what I'm saying?
And did you provide those to them?
No.
Why didn't you?
I don't have control of.
Like she's not saying, you know, that patient that we saw once. It just sounds all a bit more familiar than that.
Those records.
Who has control of those records?
Donna Adelson or Dr. Adelson.
Today you've said that the person who has access to those were
Oh, is that right, Neverly? 86 supporters in the chat. Let's get some more likes in, guys. Just a reminder to like the video and share the video. Share the video with everybody in your life immediately.
Donna Adelson and Dr. Charles Adelson. Is that right?
Donna Adelson and Dr. Harvey Adelson, possibly Dr. Charles Adelson as well.
Were either Donna Adelson or Harvey Adelson present when the FBI agents came to the office?
No.
Was Charles Adelson present?
No.
When you received, the officers turned over or handed to you what's called a subpoena for the personnel file belonging to Ms. McBanois, didn't they?
I don't remember.
You don't
remember if they gave anything. I don't.
Well, once they were making these requests of you, did you go and call Charlie Adelson?
I did.
And did you go in the back of the office to make that phone call?
Yes.
Outside the presence of the officers?
Yes.
Did you advise him as to what was going on?
Overruled.
Did you advise him as to what was going on?
Yes.
And did he then give you direction as to what to do?
Same objection.
I don't
Overruled.
remember.
Were you aware that that phone was being tapped by law enforcement at that time?
No.
Would it refresh your memory to listen to the recorded phone call between you and Charles Adelson that morning?
If I listened to it?
Yes, ma'am.
Objection, proper refreshing.
Overruled.
Would it refresh your memory to listen to the 3-minute recorded phone call between you and Charles Adelson as to what was said during that conversation?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
Do you need me to repeat the question?
No.
Okay. So what is your answer? Would it refresh your memory to listen to a CD with the audio of that recorded phone call?
It would be a recorded phone call that I would listen to remember.
Yes, ma'am.
What happened that day?
Yes.
I would imagine so.
Okay. No, I would ask.
Yeah, good. Okay, can we play the tape? It would be a recorded phone call, and I hear the recording, and then I remember. Thank you so much, Mary Bartlett, for the super chat. Says Metrix, you are the best there is. So, the best in Portugal. We are the biggest true crime channel in Portugal, folks. How about that, huh? I think that's actually a fact.
To do that.
You can do those things on breaks. We're not going to take up the jury's time on things you can anticipate. Move on.
Were you offered that opportunity before we began court this morning?
Yes.
And you refused it, is that right?
Yes, I didn't feel comfortable with that.
Okay, are you now comfortable listening to that recorded phone call?
I'm still not comfortable listening. I don't understand why I need to listen to it.
You're telling me that you don't remember the phone conversation.
Correct.
What is okay? We're asking you about the phone conversation, the one that you can't remember. We have questions to ask you about it, and we have a recording of that phone call that you can't remember that we want to ask you questions about. Now, can we play it? Can we play? She's like, oh, I don't feel comfortable with that. Well, why not? What a weird answer. Again, another weird witness from this weird dentist family. What is going on? Do you ever think that this is maybe something a lot deeper? Like, it's not just about Dan Markel. There's a huge, deeper conspiracy of something going on here. I don't know. What is going on with these employees?
All right, let's jury step out.
Now she looks really panicked. Look at this.
All right, let's jury step out.
Empty.
Play your tape. Everybody be seated.
Hey, what's going on?
If you're asking for records for Katie.
For what?
That she works here.
I wouldn't give anything.
Yeah, and then the ex, did she work there? I was like, yeah, she worked there, but I don't know what you want. Because remember we sent that.
Erica.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. I'm not there right now. And I'm in surgery. But it's not my office. It's my dad's office. So I can't give anything out.
Right.
So, I don't have access to it. I don't know where anything is.
Okay.
So you don't have access to anything.
So I don't know where anything is either.
Yeah. So I would do this. I would not.
Well, that's great, isn't it? The co-owner and the lead clerical front desk secretary don't know where anything is. Okay, good start.
I would not speak to anybody. You can do whatever you want, but it's my dad's office.
Yeah.
So I don't have access to any of that stuff.
Okay.
So they can talk to my dad, and I'm sure they'll be able to get whatever they want from them.
Okay, understandable.
So if I had it, listen, you can talk to whoever you want. I shouldn't say don't talk to anybody.
No, I'm gonna do whatever you tell me.
Yeah, no. I'm not. I shouldn't say don't talk.
Yeah, she said it. Yeah, you know, I'm going to do whatever you tell me because I work for you. And if I do something bad, you're ruthless. And it shows. And I'll be fired. And I've got kids at home.
Talk to whoever on the planet you want to talk to. But it's not my office. And it's not your office.
Right.
So you don't have records to give them, and I don't have records to give them. So I'm sure they'll be able to help them out in any way they can.
Okay. So that's what I tell them.
Tell them that it's not. I mean, it's not my office. The office was sold back to my dad actually a long time ago. So tell them that you'll. So it's actually you're talking to the wrong Dr. Adelson.
Right.
So what you need to do is tell them that you will get in contact. Because tell them, I mean, it's not your office. You can't get that record.
They said within 20 days of the Florida statute, provide above cause with reason.
Are they there now, or are they just standing?
They're there, but I'm in the back. I'm in the back. They're just waiting for me to come back.
Oh, and they want records?
Yes.
Do me a favor. I'm going to call you from a landline on your cell phone, okay?
Okay.
All right, bye.
Yeah. Do you remember when the jailhouse calls when Charlie and Donna are making a big fuss about how Georgia said he's calling the landline, and it's like, yeah, I did. Why? Because that's the same phone number that they've had since 1978. They got it moved to the new house. I called the landline. Well, what's your excuse this time? Yeah, I'm on the phone with you right now, but if the cops are there, I'm going to call you back from a landline. He just brushes over all that. No evidence. Tallahassee couldn't get a fair trial, couldn't get a fair shake in Tallahassee. Even with our $5 or $6 million defense, $1 million to Josh Dubin, 1.2 to Dan Rashbaum, other stuff that they did, huge stuff that they did, investigators, everything, $5 million, man.
Let's have the jury back.
Jury's in the courtroom. Judge, they can't hear this witness. Can we do something with the mic?
Hey, welcome everybody new to the chat. Just a reminder, all 90 of you, go and leave a like on the video. It helps us out. It helps you out. It helps us help you. So help yourself and help us.
What's that?
Should I just speak louder then?
May be seated. May proceed, Ms. Norris. Keep your voice up, please, ma'am.
Man, every lawyer in Tallahassee has the ponytail to end all ponytails, don't they? Look at that. That's a long, nice ponytail.
Ms. Johnson, did you have an opportunity to listen to the recording of the phone call that you made to Charles Adelson while the detectives were waiting in the front office?
Yes.
And did that refresh your memory about the conversation between you and Mr. Charles Adelson?
Yes.
Was it a fair and accurate recording of that conversation?
I don't think it's fair to record without telling someone, but I can definitely hear the call clearly.
And I understand your concern about the wiretap situation, but my question was just, was that recording, did it fairly and accurately show your conversation with Mr. Adelson?
Yes, I can understand it.
Okay. It didn't appear to be changed or altered in any way.
No. Exactly. I don't know that.
Did you recognize the voices on the tape?
Yes.
And who were those voices?
Mine and Dr. Adelson's.
Dr. Charlie Adelson?
Correct.
And when these law enforcement officers came to get this personnel file for Catherine McBanois, you didn't call Dr. Harvey Adelson. You called Dr. Charlie Adelson, right?
Correct.
And during that conversation, he told you what to do.
Yes.
He directed you.
Well, no, he didn't tell me what to do, but he was just telling me what an option. He gave me an option.
In fact, he kept saying, "No, I can't tell you what to do."
Exactly.
But tell them this.
Objection, Your Honor, all this is hearsay.
That's what it was, isn't it? He said, yeah, obviously you can say whatever you want, but also say exactly this. Or you're fired.
I'll overrule that objection, but.
So he told you, he in fact used the word "tell them" multiple times throughout that recording.
Hey, we just need 2 more people in the chat, guys, to get 100 again. Just keep breaking those records. Let's get some more likes going in, because I think that brings more people in, the algorithm, everything like that. So like the video.
Recording.
Yes.
And you told him, "I'm going to do whatever you tell me."
Objection, hearsay, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Is that right?
Yes.
At the conclusion of that call, did Mr. Adelson, or sorry, Dr. Charles Adelson, indicate that he wanted to call you back from a landline?
Yes.
And on your cell phone, not on the office's cell phone, or not on the office's line?
I think he called me back on the office line. I'm not certain.
I guess my question was, he told you he was going to call you from a landline on your cell phone?
Yes.
After that phone call with Charles Adelson, is that when you came back to the police officers and told them that you had been told Katie worked there? Or sorry, excuse me, you had been told Catherine McBanois worked there?
I don't remember what I told them.
Would it refresh your memory to see the police report documenting the interaction between you and these law enforcement officers?
I actually have the copy and I looked over it and I don't remember saying the things that they reported.
Okay, well, can I approach and show you and we can see if it's on this report?
Yes.
May I approach on?
You mind?
The defense counsel on the first page of Pat Stanford's June 20th, 2016 report.
You're going over.
Sorry, if you could just read this little portion.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I know what the report says, but that didn't happen.
And that's okay. I just need to ask you about whether that happened. So, want to get the timeline correct. Law enforcement shows up. Miss Libredo comes and gets you. Is that a yes?
Yes, I'm sorry, yes.
It's okay, it's okay. She comes and gets you. You come out and deal with officers for a moment. Then you go back and call Dr. Charles Adelson.
Yes.
And after that phone call with him, in which he tells you what to do and say, you return back to the law enforcement officers.
Yes.
And at that time, you told them that you were told she worked at the Adelson Institute.
I don't remember saying that.
Do you not remember, or are you saying you did not say that?
I don't remember saying that.
And this report doesn't help refresh your memory?
No.
And you just listened to that call. Mr. Adelson sounded nervous on it, didn't he?
Thanks so much for the super sticker, Christina. Very much appreciated. Very, very nice of you to do that. Thank you.
Objection, Judge.
Legal objection.
Speculation, lack of personal knowledge.
Overruled.
I don't know.
You could not hear in his voice the shakiness?
I don't know. I don't know if he was nervous.
Do you know Catherine McBanois?
Yes.
And how do you know her?
From being Charlie's girlfriend and coming to the office.
Coming to the office as a patient,
Correct.
not coming to the office as an employee.
That is correct.
And you've never seen her inside of Adelson Institute as an employee?
That is
physically?
correct.
Last couple questions about how you get paid. Do you know if you're salaried or hourly?
I'm hourly.
And are you paid twice every 2 weeks?
Yes.
Are you paid for work prior?
Addie Zanone, it is a pleasure to say your name every time. Sometimes I say it to myself, even when I'm not online. What a name. It's just A to Z, A to Z, A to Z. Addie Zanone.
Prior to doing the work or paid once you've completed the work?
That I don't know. That I don't remember how it goes.
It's just money coming to you. And I may have misspoken when I said twice every 2 weeks. You get paid one time every 2 weeks.
Correct.
Sorry about that. Would you ever get paid for work in advance, like multiple weeks of paychecks at one time?
Yes.
And when would that occur?
Sometimes when they would go on vacation and they wouldn't be here by the time another payroll was coming, they would give us a check.
So maybe you'd get 2 checks at one time.
Correct.
Did you ever get 3 full pay period checks at the same time?
Not that I can remember. Not that I can remember.
4 at the same time?
Not that I can remember.
I love how all the stuff that they got caught out on is so basic. It's just they think they're bulletproof, so they don't bother wearing a bulletproof vest, and then they get shot in the chest. You know? Yeah, well, we got to write all these checks for Katie, so let's break all normal operating procedures, and I'll just write them all out now in order, in sequential numbered order. Yeah, here's 45 checks. Oh, Donna especially, all of her fuck ups are like just arrogance. Never thought that anyone was looking, never thought that she'd get caught, so didn't care for those little extra safety things. If she'd have like written a check out every month or every 2 weeks like they get paid in the office, that would have been so much easier to explain. Or, okay, she still didn't come in, but it would have been one less red flag to the situation, right? And all of those little red flags go into a big red flag.
Are you aware of any of Charles Adelson's girlfriends being on the Adelson Institute payroll?
No.
Have you ever been aware of any Adelson employee that has worked exclusively by phone or remotely?
No.
And are you still employed by the Adelson Institute today?
Yes, I am.
Ms. Donna Adelson writes every single paycheck that you receive?
Yeah, I am. If I do well in this testimony, if I stick to what the coach told me to say and how to act, then I'm still employed. If I mess it up, I lose my job.
I believe so.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Johnson. I don't have any more questions.
Okay.
Proceed.
Yes, sir. How you doing, Ms. Johnson?
Hello.
My name is Sam Zeng, and I represent Sigfredo Garcia. I'm going to ask you a few questions about your knowledge and involvement in this case, okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, you'll agree with me that Harvey Adelson was the owner of the Adelson Institute, correct?
Yes.
And you'll also agree with me that if he wanted to, he could contact the phone provider that they were using at the Adelson Institute, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you'll agree with me that if Harvey Adelson wanted to forward the calls from the office to his cell phone, he had the ability to do so, right?
Yes.
1 second, Judge. Nothing further.
Thank you.
Get all this in before noon. Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, man.
Good afternoon.
Donna Adelson. Is it safe to assume she was there, she'd run the office, but she'd come and go?
Correct.
It's not something that she's punching in at 8 o'clock in the morning, leaving at 5 o'clock at night?
No.
She's married to the owner?
Yes.
Gets different liberties than other employees?
Yes.
Charles Adelson, my understanding, unlike Donna Adelson, who would come and go, he was just always on the go.
Correct.
At other dental practices doing surgery, what does a periodontist do?
A periodontist does implants. They do extractions, bone graft, anything that has to do with the periodontium, which is the ligaments that hold teeth in place.
All right. So if another dentist needed to have a periodontist, he would go to their office and do the surgery?
Correct.
Catherine McBanwa, is it a fair answer that you are not sure whether she was employed by the Adelson Institute?
Yes, that's a fair answer.
Did the Adelson Institute, or does the Adelson Institute have a website?
Yes.
Did they have that back in 2014?
Yes.
Have you ever met the person that does the website stuff?
Once.
But you don't know the
Please, Ms. Johnson, I'm sure people are not able to hear you.
Sorry, once.
That's somebody that works for the Adelson Institute, and you wouldn't know the essence of their employment or how they're paid?
That is correct.
What about who runs social media?
Have no idea.
What kind of software do you use in the office? And I'm going to give you a few names. Tell me if you use it. EagleSoft, TDO, Dentrix.
Dentrix.
You know what that is, right?
Yes, I do.
Now, Dentrix is software that a dental office can use to run patient records, billing, all the stuff that happens with a dental office, right?
Yes.
Importantly, through Dentrix, one could log in remotely from another location and see the exact same computer screen that you would see at your desk at the office, right?
Correct.
And just to make sure for the court reporter, Dentrix is Dentrix.
X, yes.
Talk about cash now. You said that the Adelson Institute accepts cash.
See, it's interesting because this coach that the Adelsons have brought in to speak with their employees and train them how to act on the stand. Interesting, because Erica has really softened up now when she's talking to Christopher DeCoste. Who is Christopher DeCoste representing? Katie McBanwa. Who would it be within the interests of the Adelsons to get off in this dual two-defendant trial, this shared trial? Katie, right? If they could have it so that Sigfredo Garcia was found guilty and Catherine went free, that would protect the Adelsons the most, right? So my point is that although this is a state's witness, and when a state's witness is being questioned by the state, that's usually where they're more comfortable, right? Because they're supporting the state's view, usually, like 8 times out of 10. I know that there's differences, like with Wendy, for example, but if Erica, and equally Christopher DeCoste is being very soft with Erica. This is all arranged, isn't it? This is all something going on. I believe Christopher DeCoste, Tarek Awas are working for the Adelsons somehow. That's the deal. That's why Katie didn't take the deal. She was promised, look, we'll get you these great lawyers. We'll bring in a coach to speak with Erica and Clarissa. Don't worry, Katie. Don't take the deal, Katie. Don't tell all. Tell nothing. Tell nothing. You worked at the Adelson Institute. You cleaned the office. You picked up the rent for our rental properties, and you collected the money from the laundromat. Okay? Now shut up.
Cash payment.
Yes.
Is that not it? Correct me if I'm wrong. The reasoning why a business would accept a cash payment is not because they're trying to avoid reporting, but that there is a savings. I'm going to strike that, Your Honor. I'm going to re-ask that question. You had said that there's payments of cash, but that there was also discounts with cash payments.
Yes.
Is that not because the business saves money from the credit card rate transaction?
That's 100% correct.
Meaning that if a patient were to pay any amount of money with a credit card, that the business has to pay the credit card company for running the transaction.
Correct.
Is that common
Yes.
in the medical field?
Yes.
Sort of like breast surgeons do, if you know.
Breast sessions. What are you trying to say, Chris? You're trying to say those are real, man. I from here I can tell they're real. Hey, Quasimodo. They paid a coach. They got ripped off. Yeah, they're always getting ripped off, aren't they? They hired a hitman. He took their money and just didn't do the hit. Yeah, 50 grand, thanks. What are you going to do? Tell the cops I'm leaving now. And then what else? What else? There was more. They're always getting ripped off, these idiots.
I would imagine so. I think it's common in any business.
Last line of questioning, and it will be done before noon. Ms. Norris asked you questions after you listened to the phone call.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You weren't told, don't give anything.
That is correct.
You weren't told, oh no, they don't exist. There are no there are no employee records for it. You weren't told that, right?
That is correct.
One brief second, John.
Hello to everyone new in the chat. How are you doing? Alice Brady. Yeah, imagine working for the Adelsons. I mean, it would be... I think the minute you start working for the Adelsons, your soul starts to disappear. Just weird, horrible people. Anyway, everybody who's joined the stream now, we've got 113 people in the stream, guys. Let's get a few more likes on the video. If you're in the stream, like the video. That's only fair. Let's try and get to 100% rating, huh? 100%. Come on.
Nothing further on. Thank you.
Redirect.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd ask to move into evidence what I've marked for identification as State's Exhibit 180, the CD that was played for Ms. Johnson, into evidence.
Objection, Your Honor, this is redirect.
I beg your pardon?
Objection, moving evidence in during redirect.
Good. I sustain the objection at this point.
You were asking questions about that phone call between you and Charles Adelson. He told you, I wouldn't give anything.
Objection, hearsay.
All right, I'll admit in State's Exhibit 180.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Permission for recross, Your Honor?
No, well, yeah, I will let you recross. Will be required to.
Can I publish that at this time, Judge?
Let's take a lunch break. We'll see you at 1 o'clock. Go to lunch. Keep the microphone in front of you, please, Ms. Norris. The jurors saying they're not able to hear you. 1 o'clock.
Okay, that was the 2019 testimony. We've got one more. Now, I could only find Clarissa Labretta from 2022. It doesn't appear that Erica Johnson testified, but we'll have a look at Clarissa Labretta.
Please have a seat. I just need you to speak loud and clear into that microphone, okay? If you could scoot on up to that.
Good afternoon. Will you tell us your name and spell it for the court reporter, please?
My name is Clarissa Labreda. CL.
Oh, Clarissa Labretta. Clarissa now. It's last time she said Clarissa. Now it's Clarissa. Clarissa.
Lariza. Libretto is Lebredo.
Okay, I'm going to ask you today some questions about your employment at the Adelson Institute. I guess since maybe about 3 years ago, that's now a different dental practice, right?
Yes.
Okay. But before, what year was it sold?
Not a year ago.
Okay.
Less than a year ago.
Less than a year. Okay. But up until less than a year ago, you worked for the Adelson Institute for many years?
Yes.
Okay. How many years?
Close to 40.
Okay. And now do you work at the practice that it was sold to?
Yes.
Okay. Now, where was I'm just going to ask you about Adelson Institutes. And so where was Adelson Institute located?
Tamarack.
Where in the Miami area is Tamarack?
No, it's not in Miami.
Okay. Where in that area is Tamarack?
It's in Broward.
Broward County. Okay.
Thanks so much for the super stick, Neety. Thank you.
And is it near Fort Lauderdale?
Yes.
Okay. What was the exact address?
7737 North University Drive, Tamarack.
Okay. And what type of business was the Adelson Institute?
Dental office.
And what was your position there?
Dental assistant.
Did you ever work the front desk?
No.
And you knew Harvey and Donna Adelson and their children?
Yes.
All right. You said you worked there for almost 4
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Rabbit. Rabbit raises the point of a credit card company transaction fees to merchants are and have never been more than 5%. So for $1,000 payment would be a $50 fee for using the credit card. So this cash thing with the DDS office is not normal. Yeah, I think they just made the charge price, the credit card price, like super inflated. So $1,000 payment, they'd say, oh yeah, because we're an institute, it's $2,500. But if you want to pay cash, you can have it for $850. You know,
40 years. That includes the years 2014 to 2016?
Yes.
Okay. My questions are going to be about those years for you today. Okay. All right. Can you tell us the names of the employees of the Adelson Institute during those years?
It was myself, Dr. Adelson, Charlie, Donna, Erica, and Amy.
Okay. Erica is Erica Johnson?
Yes.
Okay. And she works the front desk and is Charlie Adelson's assistant?
Yes.
Okay. And you are a dental assistant?
Yes.
Okay. And
yeah, riding shotgun. Clarissa is a real name, sure. It's just like Clarissa, but so much more exotic. Right? This woman's been in the business 40 years. She can call herself whatever she wants. 40 years leaning over a person's mouth, handing metal tools and implements to a dentist. You know, doing that little vacuum thing with all the blood in the mouth. I mean, 40 years. That's a long career. That's longer than many careers, isn't it? What do you work from, like a real job from 20 to 65. Okay, so 45 years. Well, if you're a cop, you only have to do 28 and a half, right? Like General Isom. Or maybe he retired early in shame. he was being bullied at the office, at the police department. Everyone's saying, hey, General, high five, General. What are you going to do today, General? Take a drive down Trescott or...
Amy, what does she do?
Hygienist.
Hygienist, okay. And then the only other people besides you, Erica, and Amy are the Adelson family, Harvey, Donna, and Charlie.
Right.
Okay. Now, Harvey and Charlie, they are dentists, right?
Yes.
Okay. What about Donna? What does she do there?
She worked up front.
Kind of like manages the office?
Yes.
Okay. Is she the person that does payroll? Did she write your checks at the time?
I don't know.
Okay. Did she kind of serve as an office manager?
I don't know if that was her title, but
okay. She would do office type clerical work?
Yes.
Okay. What were the Adelson's business hours back in 2014 to 2016?
8 to 5, 11 to 7 was our late night, 4 days a week.
Okay, would it be Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, 8 to 5, and then your late day would be Wednesday 11 to 7?
Correct.
And that was 11 to 7 that day?
Yes.
Okay. And those were not just your working hours, those were the operating hours of the Adelson Institute?
Correct.
Okay. Would doctors see patients on Friday or the weekends?
No.
All right. Now, if a patient called when the Adelson Institute was closed, during any hour that it wasn't open, would that call go to a voicemail machine?
Yes.
All right. And whose responsibility would it be to like check the machine and call the patients back?
It could be any of us. It could be Donna. It could have been myself when I came in, or Erica.
Okay. Who has access to the employee records at Adelson Institute?
They did.
Meaning the Adelson family?
The Adelsons, yeah.
Okay. Do you have access to it?
No.
All right. Do you recall 2 law enforcement officers coming to Adelson Institute back in June of 2016?
Yes.
All right. And they asked you if you were familiar with an employee named Catherine McBanwar?
Yes.
All right. And you told them no, but referred them to Erica Johnson?
Right. Yes.
Okay. And you said she's an employee there who's Charles Adelson's assistant, also works the front desk.
Yes.
Do you know the defendant in this case, Catherine McBanwar?
From the office.
Okay. And when you say office, do you mean you know her from coming in and working there at the office or from being a patient at the office?
From being a patient. I saw her.
Okay. So she's come in to get a cleaning or some type of dental work there. How many times has she been a patient?
Once.
Okay. In your almost 40 years of working there, did you ever see Catherine McBanwell come in to the Adelson Institute as anything other than a patient?
No.
How did you get paid by Adelson Institute?
Just a check.
Okay. How often would you get your checks?
Every 2 weeks.
Have you been paid for a week or 2 weeks of work prior to completing the work? Has that ever happened?
Yes.
And I'm not talking about sequential checks. I'm talking about predating, like you getting your check before you've worked, before you've completed that period.
Yes.
Would you ever get multiple paychecks at a time?
Yes.
Okay. How many?
Maybe 2 more than I was supposed to get.
Okay, so that would be 3 then?
Right.
Did you ever get 4, 5, 6?
No.
Yeah. The coach in between trials has gone to Clarissa and said, "Okay, Clarissa, you did real good last time. The drugged out, drunk poise was fantastic on the stand. The jury couldn't even listen to the prosecutor's questions. They were so freaked out. Now, we want to tone it down slightly this time, but we also want to amp up your damaged brain. It's been 3 years. As far as anyone else knows, you've been through another 3 years of heavy drug treatment usage, right? So just roll with it, Clarissa. Think back to last time, Clarissa, and really knock this one out of the park, because this is what it all came down to. She got a mistrial. That was a minor win for the Adelsons, right? It was pretty hard to do, and they wouldn't have done it if that jury member with the purple hair hadn't been anti-government. But now it all comes down to this: that okay, we got a mistrial. We're gonna do this. We're gonna get that coach back in to see Clarissa, and then she's gonna save us and save Katie, which will save us, and then it'll all be Sigfredo. He'll die in prison, and we'll all be free and rich, and free and rich, and jet ski, and free on the jet ski with the money everywhere on the boats, and stapled money.
Checks in a row?
No.
When you would get 2 or 3 at a time, what would be going on at that time for the Adelson family that would cause you to get those checks?
If they were going to go away, they paid me before they left.
Okay. So if you were due to get a paycheck and they were about to go on a 2-week vacation, they would go ahead and give you your paychecks while they would be out, so you would not get paid.
Yes.
Okay. But you would never get 4, 5, 6 in a row.
No.
Have any of Charlie Adelson's girlfriends been on Adelson's payroll to your knowledge?
I don't know.
You don't do payroll, I guess, right? You don't do the payroll.
No.
Okay. Have you ever been aware of any employee of Adelson Institute in the history of your employment there that's ever worked exclusively by?
Wow, Jerry Griffin. We got a new member in the chat, guys. Jerry Griffin. Are you of the Chippewa Falls Griffins? Welcome, Jerry. Welcome, Jerry.
Phone or remotely prior to obviously the pandemic. I'm talking 2014 to 2016.
No.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Cross-examination.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Ms. Laredo. How are you?
Hello, good.
Now you have been working there.
What was that? Hello, good.
Good afternoon, Ms. Laredo. How are you?
Hello, good.
Now you have been working there for 40 years. You said at the Adelson Institute, right?
Yes.
It's a small family dental practice, right?
Yes.
It's not some big, multi-dentist operation with several partners and the people in charge are Harvey Adelson and Donna Adelson, right?
Correct.
Okay. Now you only work from Monday to Thursday, right?
Yes.
You would have no idea if anyone came into the office at all from Friday to Sunday, right?
No.
Okay. Now, you have no say or knowledge. I mean, Donna Adelson and Harvey Adelson and Charles Adelson don't have to come and check in with you to determine or to let you know what they're doing and who they're writing checks for, right?
No.
Lolly 77. I'm amazed that she hasn't been shot just in the street by a member of the public. I mean, I don't want to condone violence or anything, but I will say that I would be more than happy to beat her to death with her own TV. I wouldn't have any moral complex about that. I think I'd be saving humanity. Yeah, I'm just amazed that she hasn't been shot.
Oh,
Okay. Has Wendy Adelson ever worked in the office?
no.
So if her parents gave her a paycheck every couple of weeks, you know, but she didn't physically work there, that's something that they could do for their daughter, right?
I don't know.
Okay. You wouldn't know, right?
I wouldn't know.
Okay. And so you have no idea the arrangement that was made between Charles Adelson and Catherine McBanwa as to why she was getting those paychecks, right?
No.
And you're not in a position really to ask the Adelsons why they write checks, right?
No.
The best people to tell this jury about what that was for would be Donna Adelson and Harvey Adelson, right?
I don't know.
Okay. They're not in Tallahassee, are they? They're not coming here to testify under a state subpoena?
I don't know.
Okay. No further questions.
Redirect.
The sequential checks that you told us about, you said you get sometimes 2 or 3 in a row. How often would that happen?
Objection outside the scope of cross.
Once a
Hold
year.
on a second. What's the question?
How often she would get paid more than 1 or 2 paychecks in a row?
Overruled. You can answer that.
Once a year.
Did the Adelson Institute have a cleaning service?
Yes.
Okay. Was that a husband and wife team?
Yes.
And you saw them? The husband and wife team?
I know them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Was it Catherine McBanwa?
No.
Okay, that's all.
All right, we can release the witness.
Yes, sir.
All right, you're free to go, ma'am. Thank you.
Wow. And as far as I know, Erica Johnson didn't testify in Katie's retrial or any other employees. That's all we have about the employees. We never heard from Amy. We never heard from Clarissa's daughter. Forget her name. I'm just trying to think if there's anyone else, another witness that relates to the Adelson Institute in some way, or the situations that they discussed, or a phone call. I can't really think of anything. Let's have a quick look in suggested videos. We know Bob just wants to keep watching Tara Kawas. Did you see our stream? What was it called? Let's have a look, Bob. Just go right over here to our channel page. Yeah, this one, Bob. This has got some nice up-close personal shots of your buddy Tara. She's got a white suit. I think you'll like it. It's a good video, actually. It was a throwaway. It was our last Sunday fun day. Yeah, but all you new guys in the chat, you seen our channel page? Look at all our great content. Just endless. Sarah Boone, The Bump, Adelson case, Jeff's interview, Tamara's interview, Katie's examination, Dan Markel 10-year special. That's very popular. This is one of my favorite ones, the Ryan Fitzpatrick. That's a good one. Oh, shit. I'm not even showing the video. Shit. Yeah. Well, here it is. So all that stuff I just said, I'm saying again, but I'm not going to say it again. Yeah, everyone who hasn't been already, go and check out our channel page. Subscribe to the channel. We've got more and more content coming out. We're going to squeeze in a different case or two before we head over to Tallahassee to cover the Adelson trial, the Donna Adelson trial, live, on location, in person. Just kidding, but I will be there for Wendy's. Gonna fly all the way across the Atlantic just to come to the trial and see all of you. If anyone wants to join the Discord and arrange travel plans, we've just added a new chat room called Trial Trips, where we're lots of people are seeing who's going where and arranging whatever to do. It's going to be great. Come and join the Discord. Link in the description. Social networks in the description. Buymeacoffee.com, Patreon. Great ways to support the channel in the description. Super thanks, super like, super sticker, super subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Any others we can quickly cover just before we close off the night, guys, or is that it? I think that might be it. Yeah. Kind of want to stop doing that thing where I put on a random video because people kept asking me, where is Junum Chinder? Where is Junum Chinder? And I had to go and look for it yesterday just to find it. And it was at the end of someone else's video. Anyway, good night in the chat, guys. Lots of comments, lots of viewers, lots of support. Very good, very good, very good. Yeah, it's our second stream today. So we usually go on for a bit more longer than this, but we've done 2. So maybe that'll be enough. But what am I going to do for the rest of the evening? I don't know. Maybe watch another case, take notes, take names, take dates. What's going on in this chat here? All right, we'll just run through a few more comments. Yeah, and congratulations to all our new members. Look at Neverly Darling with 2 icons next to her name now. A star and a wrench. Sunday Fun Day. Yeah, what's next on the Sunday Fun Day? I think we're going to do those guys in Ogden, Utah. Shit, that's tomorrow. Okay, so we're having a break away from the... Thanks, Nisi, for reminding us about Sunday Fun Day. Yeah, I like this theme. We're just going to do a random case, a short one that's not going to take a week to get through. Just where there's one interrogation release, we're going to put it on, comment on that. So tomorrow, I think we're going to do Ogden, Utah. Okay, those guys, what did they do? They went to smoke some joints and have some beers in the park late, 2 in the morning or something, and they saw a campfire in the distance, and they found a homeless camp. And there was this homeless guy, just asleep on the floor next to the fire to keep warm. And they just went up while he was sleeping and shot him in the head. And then they ran off like idiots and were immediately pulled over. The cop found the gun, found the marijuana in the car, so he had probable cause for arrest, brought them in for questioning. And of course, other people in the park had alerted the cops to this murder. And, I don't think they ever walked out of jail. One of them had PTSD. He'd come back from Iraq or something. But the other one was just... We never saw the PTSD guy's interrogation. It's never been released. But apparently these guys have turned on each other now in jail and said, yeah, it was the other guy. Yeah, we can revisit June at some point, Amy. I think we're going to do I want to do it's just audio only, but I figure we can put some pictures up or something of June while we listen to it. But the sit down with police when she thought they were her therapists, that was quite good. And yeah, I think we can get a lot of mileage out of that. And it's a lengthy one too. It's like an hour and a half, maybe a bit more. So that's on the cards for next week, guys. Junum Chinder. We might as well cover her other 2 testimonies. We already did the 2023 one. So we got 22 and 19 to get through. Oh, yeah, Bob. No excuse for just going and shooting a guy in the head when he's asleep by the fire, And it's a sad story because this guy that they killed, he'd lost his way. He was from a different state. I think he was from Oregon. And he'd heard about a job and he was just trying to get it together, trying to build on his life. Sleep by the campfire, blew his brain out. Bad news, man. Hey, Rabbit, get well soon, Rabbit. Got to get strong for Donna's trial. Kerry B says, "Oh, Metrix, you're one of those that calls the ground the floor. I don't know if we can be friends." No, I would usually say ground. I would usually say ground. Yeah, for sure. I don't know why I said floor. 2 streams, Kerry. Don't worry about it. I'm a ground person. I'm down to ground. I've got my feet on the ground, and I walk the earth, but always on the ground. Floors are inside. And I've never noticed this thing, Kerry. Is that a thing? A population of people where they refer to the ground as the floor? God, that would annoy the shit out of me as well. I don't know. Thanks for bringing that up on me, Kerry. Yeah. Seriously, I am a ground person. The Brits. I'm not a Brit. Oh. Okay, guys, we will sign off. I guess we're all heading over to Discord for a while. We're all just living in there now. Yeah. Yeah. Worldly possessions and relationships have fallen away. We all live in Discord, and I think we're all quite pleased about it. So if anyone wants to join Discord, guys, it's free. Does anyone want to see what it is? It's just this big chat room with lots of topics and stuff to do and communicate, and it's 24/7, completely free. So check it out. We had a big conference call, voice call the other day with several people, and it was great. It was great. And there it is again. Look, the Adelson sign. It's so weird. You could probably auction this thing now. Sell it at CrimeCon for 200 grand. Outside this shitty building. Look at that building. Does that look like a place where you want to go and get your teeth fixed? I wouldn't. Oh, and it's just the generic, all these, what a horrible paint job. God, how Florida is this? Look at it. I mean, the car park. I'm sure there's nice things about Florida. Okay, I guess we're signing off for the night, guys. Okay, link in the description to Discord and all social networks: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Instagram, guys. Instagram. Everyone should follow us on Instagram or Twitter. Updates, notifications about lives. It's a fantastic place to be. Stay connected. Stay connected. Support the channel. Share the channel. And like the video. How many likes did we get in the end? Let's have a look just before we sign off. 84. Well, that's not too bad. It's not too bad. We could have done better. We've done better with less people. Maybe it was an off night, but it's my second stream today, so I'm a bit like head cloudy. All right. Anyway, good night, everybody, and be kind to each other. Don't be an Adelson, and love and peace.